In today's video, we're talking high protein diets. Welcome to the video, guys. My name is Tyler, also known as the Fit Chemist, and I help people take control of their lives by taking control of their fitness and nutrition habits so that ultimately we can lead healthier and happier lives. So if you're new here, welcome. Please consider subscribing. Turn those notification bells on so you don't miss when I post new videos. And if you are returning, welcome back. I'm so glad that you are here. We're on a bit of a protein trend here. So my last couple videos, I showed you how to find your exact protein requirements, and I also talked about protein timing and the anabolic window. So if you're interested in checking those out, I'll put the thumbnail somewhere over here and then link them somewhere up here so you can go ahead and check those out as well. But in today's video, what I want to talk about is high protein diets and how they affect your health. So let's start with high protein diets and how they might affect your bone health. A study published in 2014 by Mangano and co-workers actually stated that there are a number of benefits from consuming a high protein diet, so long as you also consume an adequate amount of calcium with it. Among these benefits are increased muscle mass, increased calcium absorption, suppression of parathyroid hormone, and also increasing of IGF-1 or insulin-like growth factor 1 hormone levels, which is shown to be anabolic in adults. So all of these are great for building muscle. However, the authors do state in this study that there is no clear correlation between high protein diets and fracture risk, so if that's something that you're concerned with, you might have to look at another variable instead of protein intake to sort of reduce that risk of fracture. A study published by Bonjour in 2011 supported these claims for a high protein diet. However, he did note in this study that if you're consuming around 2.0 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, which comes out to be just under 1 gram per pound, that you should also be consuming around 600 milligrams of calcium to avoid any unwanted side effects. For reference, a multivitamin has about 200 milligrams of calcium in it, and I don't think getting the remaining 400 milligrams throughout your diet will be all that difficult. However, calcium intake is something that you should look out for when you are consuming higher amounts of protein, because we do want to have ample amounts of calcium with that protein. Furthermore, a meta-analysis published in 2017 looking at 36 different studies found that the current evidence suggests that there are no adverse effects to consuming a high protein diet. Next up, I want to look at kidney health, but before we do, my question of the day for you is, what is the most outrageous claim that you have heard about high protein diets? Let me know in the comments down below, and with that, let's get back into it. So let's take a look at a meta-analysis published in 2018 by Stuart Phillips and co-workers. In this meta-analysis, they looked at 40 different studies totaling up to about 1,400 participants in total, and in particular, they were looking at studies that were concerned with GFR, or glomerular filtration rate, which is just an indicator of how well your kidneys are functioning. After analyzing all of the studies, remember this is close to 1,400 people, they found that having a high protein diet does not have any kidney function effects on GFR in healthy adults, meaning that there's no adverse effects from consuming a high protein diet on your kidney function. Not only that, but they also stated that there's no evidential link between renal decline and a high protein diet, even in populations that might be at higher risk for renal decline, such as type 2 diabetes. For these reasons, the authors of this meta-analysis actually advocate for a high protein diet, because not only does it not have adverse effects, but it also has some advantages, namely some of the ones that we talked about before, including increased amounts of muscle mass, combating sarcopenia. So if you age, you need to have more protein in your diet than you do when you're younger to keep some of that muscle mass, so higher protein diets will help with that as you age. And then as well as when you're in a calorie deficit, protein is going to help you get some of that fat off, because protein is more satiating, and it's also going to help you hang on to some of that lean body mass while you're in a calorie deficit. I also wanted to point out some studies that actually looked at high protein diets in resistance trained individuals, so not just people in the general population. The first study was investigating the effects of a 4.4 grams per kilogram protein intake per day, which is 5 times the RDA, and that comes out to be 2 grams of protein per pound of body weight, which is a lot. There was one group that was consuming this 4.4 grams per kilogram per day, compared to a control group who was consuming 1.9 grams of protein per kilogram, which comes out to be just under 1 gram per pound. If we take a look at their table 2, we can actually see that the higher protein diet did gain more lean body mass, so 1.9 kilograms versus 1.3 kilograms. The high protein group also lost some fat mass, so 0.2 kilograms, whereas the control group actually gained some fat mass. They gained 0.3 kilograms of fat mass. However, both groups did note a decrease in body fat percentage, and that was due to an increase of lean body mass. This study didn't look at any kidney or bone health markers. They were more concerned with body composition changes, and we can see both groups did in fact increase lean body mass. The high protein group did increase a little bit more, but I don't think there's any clear advantage to consuming almost twice as much protein as the control group. And then the next study that I want to talk about was actually a case study of 5 bodybuilders. So over a 2-year span, they were eating 1 gram per pound of body weight, and every 6 months they would get their body composition measured as well as various blood markers to assess kidney health. And what they found was that there are no adverse effects to consuming this high protein diet over the 2-year span, because there weren't any remarkable changes in body composition or kidney and liver health. So hopefully after seeing these studies, you now realize that there's not really that much of a risk to consuming a higher protein diet, but there is something to be gained from consuming a high protein diet, namely increasing your muscle mass. If you've made it this far in the video and you're still not sure about how much protein you should be eating to optimize your muscle mass, reminder that I did do a video on this, so I linked it earlier, but I also put it down in the description box below if you want to go ahead and check that out. But that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below. And again, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. Turn those notification bells on, because I post new videos every single Friday and you do not want to miss when they go live. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.